Fletcher page. Cincinnati Enquirer published 4:23 p.m. Eastern Daylight Saving Time, April 19, 2019. In preparation for next week's NFL Draft, the Cincinnati Bengals have an added advantage as the team evaluates needs on the current roster. NFL teams that changed head coaches can hold a voluntary veteran minicamp prior to the draft. The Bengals and first-time head coach Zac Taylor have scheduled the 3 days of work next week from Tuesday to Thursday, the day of the draft's first round. "It will be a good way to evaluate our team before the draft," Taylor said. "We've watched plenty of tape on our players, but it is good to get them on the field firsthand." To this point, the Bengals players' activities as a collective have been limited to meeting with coaches and participating in strength training, conditioning and injury recovery. The coming week will provide a chance for 11-on-11 practice that teams with returning coaches aren't yet permitted to do, so for us it's an opportunity to go against a defense and the defense go against an offense and get that tape out there," Taylor said. "So for the 3 days that we practice we get a chance to use that tape, make a lot of corrections, then use that tape to really coach on the field. Any good things that we did or any errors that we make. Essentially, current players can continue learning the new offensive and defensive systems while coaches simultaneously get a better feel for the players. That's information that should pay off for the players this season and for the coaches for next week's draft and beyond. Sometimes when you're on the field 11-on-0, you're talking through it, you're trying to get players to understand the blocking schemes and stuff, but they haven't seen it because nobody is lining up across from them," Taylor said. "So it is a benefit. We only get it here for this first year, but we're going to use it to our best advantage here." Party for two? "It's not likely the Bengals will not participate in a joint practice with another team during the preseason," Taylor said. "It's the third consecutive year the Bengals haven't done so. They were among the first teams to take part in practices with other NFL teams as an exciting show for fans during camp and a competitive change of pace. It's something we're always open to in the future," Taylor said. "Nothing's set in stone right now, but I would say it doesn't look like we'll have one this year." The Bengals joined the Atlanta Falcons in 2013, the New York Giants in 2015 and the Minnesota Vikings in 2016. "I've done it in the past," Taylor said. "A lot of it depends on the scheduling and where you're playing and when. I'm certainly open to it in the future." Schedule critique. The NFL didn't do Taylor any favors by scheduling the season opener at Seattle and putting the Bengals on the road in 3 of the first 4 and 4 of the first 6 games of the season. The Seahawks have won 10 straight home openers. But Taylor doesn't seem bothered. "We were going to have to open with somebody," Taylor said. "Everybody at this time of year is a good team, and they're looking to make their team better. So it's certainly a team that I've played a couple times the last couple years. They've played against me as well. So it will be a good challenge. It's a loud environment, great team, well coached. Those guys are physical and they play hard. So it will be an exciting first test for us." One perceived perk on the schedule: there's no Thursday night game. Considered a nuisance by players due to short rest, the Bengals beat the Ravens in Week 2 last season on a Thursday night. That was a good time to catch the weekday game, but it's not something the team has to deal with in 2019. More, Cincinnati Bengals regular season schedule unveiled. "There's good and bad with that," Taylor said. "I'm surprised that we don't have a Thursday game. Players don't love it, but then you have a mini-bye after it. You can look at it from any standpoint. If you have it earlier in the season and you're healthy, then you can probably play well and then you get a little breather there that weekend. It is difficult if you draw that Thursday game in November or December. You're beat up and you've got key players that are hurt. Now that can be a big disadvantage." The Bengals finished 2019 with 5 of the final 8 games at Paul Brown Stadium following a bye week that comes exactly in the middle of the 16-game season. Taylor deferred when asked for an overall takeaway on the slate. "It's however you want to look at it," he said. "I try not to read too much into anything, to be quite honest with you, because we knew how many games we were going to play on the road and against who. It doesn't matter to me how it was all going to play out. Let's block ads. Why?